Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oils. 100% PAO-based oil, the Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Streaks it left wing side, scores!
to see you, young lady. And the Proline powered MacFab sponsored CTR machine, and what a good looking race car.
All right, South Georgia Motorsports Park, before we get started, as always, we are going to have an invocation, a race for prayer protection, followed by the national anthem. I want to welcome Racer for Christ Chaplain Santi Rodriguez Jr.
Thank you, everyone. Please let us pray. To heavenly gracious Father, we thank you, Lord, for giving us great horsepower weather, Lord, and for blessing us with a great facility. We ask you, Lord, to be with all the track personnel, Lord, and the first responders, Lord. Please let them do their jobs diligently, Lord, to give us the best and safest track that we can have. Also, Father, Lord, we ask you to bless each and every driver, Lord, each and every racer and crew. Bless them, Lord, that their vehicles run to the best of their ability, Lord, and just keep them safe and make the run straight and true. We ask you, Lord, also to bless every fan that's here, Lord. Let them make great memories and great fellowship, Lord, and keep them safe till our next appointed time. And Father, Lord, we bring the Fiscus family into our prayers and thoughts, Father, Lord. Please be with them as they lost their son, Lord. We ask you also, Lord, for the family of Vince McClay that had a wreck yesterday. Please, Lord, be with them and just be with everyone in this facility. We give you all the praise. We give you all the glory. In the precious name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Please remain standing for our national anthem by Holly Hurt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Brother, I got goosebumps up here, Al Tucci. That means that was phenomenal right there. There we go. That was phenomenal, and we are ready to go racing, Al Tucci. This is PTC Fuel Tech Radio versus the World. The #1 qualifier getting the comp single. Whenever you stand on top of the pole, you get the benefits that go with, and one of those is when there's an odd number of calls, you ain't getting eliminated first round.
Here we go. Well, coming up, that one dedicated to Duck. A beautiful smoky burnout for the Duckster down there. Congratulations. Lights Out 16 is underway with eliminations right here from South Georgia Motorsports Park. As we get ready to back up the #1 qualified machine of Ken Cortuccio, he'll be over here with the family, the Scott Tidwell Racing entry, and what a car it is. Steve Petty tuned out of Proline Racing Engine, and a big thank you to everybody from Proline for everything they do.
I tell you what, Al, Ken Cortuccio getting a free shot at the racetrack. He can, afford to try a couple of things, but I'm telling you, he's definitely riding that high last night, taking the record away from the man that's sitting in the water box. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Ken Cortuccio, 346 right now, 346.
Tim Dutton. Tim Dutton to the lanes, please. Tim Dutton, we need you in the lanes. Tim Dutton to the lanes. All Pro 275 to the lanes. All Pro 275 on the list for eliminations to the lanes. Here we go. Cortuccio's in, lights are down. Down there, high gear change. He's got a good run down there in the track. 367 at 200 miles per hour. Only go to Fabian with his Nostradamus call. It's because they don't want to hurt stuff. They're not looking for records. They're looking for the split and to see what they can do. You see his reaction time. You see 947, 244. That man has enough information to know when they light the wick later on.
It's one of those deals where you come out, like you said, you could take a shot at it, but at the same time, you're not racing anybody that's gone in 346. You're the only one that's gone in 347.
Check that out.
Back it up a little bit, but Israel Duraney, or Ashley Duraney.
Ashley, the young lady's got the carburetors in the atmosphere right now. She's been in the atmosphere earlier this week. She had that thing airborne. Had to weld the oil pan. Here comes the number 2 qualified machine for Radio versus the World right here. Brought to you by PTC and Fuel Tech. We thank them all. Anderson Dick in the house here this weekend and his partner in Brazil. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be awesome. As they back the young lady up, her brother, you're right, that's her brother, I believe. Israel. Here comes the burnout for Black Betty. Bambalam. She sounds good. Out of Manitowoc, Ontario, Canada. In the right side.
Ashley gets a good burnout finally, got the second shot at it. Like you said, they took flight basically, and then the
Jared Ring to the lanes. Jared Ring to the lanes, please.
The car took off, and then if you're lucky their drone wasn't right over it because they knocked a scoop off that thing. And the cool thing about carburetors, you don't waste it, you let the motor taste it. She's gonna bang that thing through the motor here a couple times.
Someone's getting ready for the guy who don't win today.
The Vultures is a circling right now.
There we go. Polo Juice right here. Racing Resolution. Resolution Racing, the Salemi family. Evan tuning this. The young Salemi out of the whole bunch down there. His father, John, who is a phenomenal tuner when it comes to supercharged entries. And his uncle, an unbelievable chassis builder at G-Force Race Cars. They're going to pull him in. The Canadians won in the hockey game a few nights ago. Can they win here this week?
They might have won the hockey game, but they didn't win the war of the first game right there. Puck drops, they threw the gloves down and went to town.
Throwing 3 fights in 9 seconds.
Oh, man, unreal. So Ashley Duraney down there in the left lane. She goes to the pre-staging. Here comes Polo. Polo, the MSR Hemi, 69 G-Force race car. Oh, she's going to give him a run for a bit, and now he's going to make it pour on the power at 3.51 seconds, 213 miles per hour. The number 2 qualified car advances to round number 2.
He definitely let it ride there, too. He said, no 370 nothing. I'm going to show y'all boys I'm willing to go for the jugular every single round. The Canadian gangster is out here showing that he ate a mean bowl of poutine this morning, and he's ready to put in some work.
And Ashley Duraney had her quickest run of the weekend at 4:39. She actually left on Paulo, but Paulo had the difference made up by the time they went by the Christmas tree, and it was long gone over from there.
She had her driving face on, that's for sure, man. And a good-looking one. Here we are right now. We're going to go all the way to Australia for a moment.
The land down under.
And look at one of the teams they just amaze me. I mean, these guys set records. They come out. They got the brand new ride for them. The old Dustin Nesloni car, I believe, at one time, racing in the Midwest Drag Racing Series with that car. Now they've took it to Australia. They built it. And now they have themselves a hot rod. Out of Melbourne, Victoria, 2018 Chevrolet Camaro. Marizzi Civil, Joel's Garage Gear, Race Parts at Melbourne. Help him out. The number 3 qualified car rolling in.
What's wild, Al, is that number 3 qualifier, 349.4, less than 10 passes on this car with John Rica behind the wheel.
Isn't that something? They were saying yesterday, well, it's our 6th pass, and they're up there at number 3. They went 49. Here they come. The Australian flag flying high and proud for this team right here. What a way to come out here to South Georgia Motorsports Park from across the country, the world, I should say. Rod McMasters, Reunion, Florida. Did he not make it?
No, they must have went over and stole his can of ether this morning. Couldn't get the old diesel fired up there.
Oh, man. So it'll be a single pass here for Rica. He won't mind. He's going to try to lay it down.
I mean, right here, you've seen your other competition put up a 50. I think right now it's going to be a 50. You're going to need some 50s to go rounds even in the quarterfinals and not the semifinals. So
could be that one guy with a single pass that goes, you know, I'm going to put a 40 on the board just to show him.
Yeah, just show them, hey, if you want to go 50s, cool. I got 40s right here.
That's what I'm saying. You got a chance like this to put the fear of God into someone. You're going to do it.
Exactly.
So Fabian Brown, here we go. The Australians now look everything over. John Rica behind there, the pilot, ready to come to the top lights in the pre-staging area. Ever so gently, that Chevrolet Camaro makes its way to the dance. Here they come. Watch out. Hang on. Can they do it? Rica goes down there to the high gears, changes 351.9 at 216 miles per hour on that single pass. Rica and the guys are going to be excited because they're right there with the top 3 runners.
Steve Putty got the and1 pants off. It's all and1 shorts today. He's got a little strut in his step right there. He said, that'll work. That'll do what I got to do. I'm ready. I got some other cars to tune up to world records here, and I'm just going to go on, walk on back to the pits.
Here's a great story, right? The guy coming up here in his brand new Chevrolet. The lights aren't on, but maybe if it gets a little later tonight, if we're going to some eliminations in the dark here, you'll see the disco lights under this thing.
Somebody also told me when he opens the door, it says Ned on the ground. Like if it was a Mercedes,
like how
you get
the Mustangs put the little horse down there?
it says Ned.
Wow.
Hey, you know, sometimes Facebook gets you in them reels at 2 in the morning going, brother, I can do whatever I want on the door. Oh, I got an idea.
Ned Dunphy right here. These guys got one of the coolest drag week Vipers that he used to race in Drag Radial versus the World. Now he got himself a real, I shouldn't say a real hot rod, but a strictly track car right now. This ain't a street car, but Ned will be over here on the right side in that beautiful Roswell, Georgia built Chevrolet out of Proline Engineering and Proline Racing Engines. That's the power that brings him to the house. And Ev Bernardo.
Frank Soldridge to the lanes. We need Frank Soldridge to the lanes, please. It's for Ned Dunphy over in the right-hand side of the racetrack. I'm sure he likes driving the Viper from track to track and everything else, but I don't think that Viper goes sub 1 second, 60 foot. So he's definitely, he likes what happens when he lets go of the button here. It's good to see Dunphy taking this deal seriously and shelling out some cash to really get after it in RVW.
Well, that Ev Bernardo car, that's a very, very unique car out of Canada, and that is one of the Joe Van O bodies down there. Joe Van O bodies, Joe Van O, who did all the carbon work down there in Canada. Now Kelly Cooper owning that company. And there's a couple guys running those products here this weekend, and Ev is one of them. So Ev down there, Ev Bernardo. And Kelly, you don't worry about it. We mention whatever we want. And Bill Lutz also uses some of Joe Van O's body parts.
It's the best looking Camaro bodies in the game there coming out the Joe Van O shop. Lots of cars on the property that you see. You're like, man, that's a nice looking race car. It looks just like a factory body, but it ain't.
So let's see how he does right here with Ev Bernardo in the left lane out of Bristow, Virginia. He'll be in the left side, trying to hang out. There goes Ned Dunphy, the orange machine. What a run down there for Ned, man. 357, just walking away at 212 miles per hour.
Lights out 16, round 1 with the bye. Number 1 qualifier, King Q. You got out of the car and said,
yeah, the number 1 curse. Remember I always tell you that? You never want to qualify number 1. I know, something like that. So definitely felt like he never even wanted to leave the starting line, and then it just had nothing through the middle. So I could feel it shifting. When you can feel a car shifting like this, you know something's bad.
And now we drag him up here on race day. You're a couple rounds. You know, we should be going into qualifying based on weather, but Mother Nature's not playing nice with us, and here you are. That could have been in a qualifying run.
Oh, exactly. And luckily, the bye run worked out for us, so somebody's looking out for us. And the good thing is we have all day to fix it. So we got enough parts. Scott Tidwell doesn't mess around. We got Proline behind us, so whatever we need, we can pretty much replace a whole car just about.
We'll let you go get ready.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, guys.
Left lane, Hydro Heidi Carlisle, excuse me.
in her vet, sitting there in the left lane. Chris Daniel, the world champion, Radial versus the World, the Radio Outlaw Racing Series, which is a point series. And you take a look and we find out that is in this category of Radial versus the World.
It's the first race, the debut race for him.
Stevie Jackson is in the points lead right now. Stevie Jackson and then Ken Cortuccio.
Orlando. Sorry. Yeah. I was.
Oh, a red light.
Oh, look at this.
I'm sorry, Fabe.
It's, man, oh man, she knew she had to take a shot at the tree at 384 for Daniel, but in Heidi, she took a shot. Unfortunately, came up on the wrong end of that reaction time. So Chris Daniel got the free pass next round, but I tell you, he is not going to be happy with that 384. And Heidi had her quickest run of the weekend at a 417, but she's going home.
That's all right. I'm sure she won't go anywhere. Good job, Chris. And hey, boys, I'll tell you what, you guys look really good out there. Get yourself a couple of red hats.
I forgot. So the beginning of the 2025 season was in 2024 at Orlando. So they did run RVW, but we had for all the other categories in the Radial Outlaws, you had.
Well, it's something because we've already seen if we're going into points. I know you get points for qualifying, you get points for going laps and winning. The man in first sitting back there. The other two, second and third, have already made their passes. So we'll see what happens here. And that points chase looks like it's going to be a tight one throughout this season.
I'm excited to see what happens here with the Duster over here. It's like it's another one of those things. What category do you put a composite body Duster in? Well, it probably doesn't fit a lot of things. Fits RVW. They're going. I think they have the fastest diesel door car record at a 380 some odd and change, and the overall fastest diesel is 370 and some change, but it's a dragster, and dragsters really don't count.
There you go. Here's Manny Bujinga, ladies and gentlemen, coming up here out of West Bridgewater, Mass. 22 Mustang. Manny I think he had food poisoning a couple days ago.
Must have ate something.
He wrote it down there and said, man, I don't feel good. And then after last night's run, he said, I feel better.
Yeah.
He found the number 6 qualifying spot at 356.8. 212 miles per hour for that team. Bujinga and company. His wife here, his daughter here this weekend. We wish him the best right here in this run. He's got the diesel of Larson Miller, excuse me. Look at that thing, starting to build up some steam.
Yo, they're rolling coal in the left lane.
It's done. The Duster didn't want no part of it. John Becker in Montana is looking over there going, wow. And Joe would never have drove a car like that. I'll tell you what, though, 357.7, 211 miles per hour. Manny Bujinga can drive that car. Sitting at home and watching, Joe Da Silva sends out his love to all the Ford racers and his buddy Manny. Good job. We're glad you're doing well, Joe. Joe Da Silva going through a little this and that, and he said this morning he's feeling a lot better. That'll bring us down to checking the track and make sure it's A-OK after the diesel car. And your thoughts so far? It's been awesome.
I tell you what, driver's definitely up on the wheel here. It was round number 1. And again, just checking the racetrack, make sure everything is A-OK before we go to that next pair, which does include the points leaders. They are calling for the static drag.
A little bit of fuel. You got a little bit of diesel out there. That's
So with that, we have a handful left of Radial versus the World cars. Some of the guys sitting down there. I know 2 of them for sure have had that $50,000 check in their hand. Markowitz down there with a buy run in the Cement It Inc. car.
On here, Justin Wren has Jackson. Oops. Brian's supposed to have Miller. Jeff Miller.
Well, they were both sitting in the water box, so that led me to believe it. I didn't have the correct information that the ticket taker did, but Markowitz will be going on to round number 2 there.
So like we said, Markowitz last year. Were you there? I was. All right, good. I just want to make sure. I was there, but I don't know if I was there.
It's hard to tell. When you're here, I'm still blinded by your hands on this.
I'm sorry, and that's why I cracked the window this morning. But look at that.
Was talking with Duck and some people the other day. I think it was when we were eating the other day there, Billy. He was talking about how Markowitz, when he won the throne, he was like, "Oh, it comes with money too." Like I thought we just spent a ton of cash just to win a throne.
Chair.
Yeah, he's like, I thought he was running for a chair.
That's a good story.
Yeah, and that's a motorized chair.
Oh, that is.
Does he really got it? They put it on the chassis on a lark, like one of those lark bar stools.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. That's real cool.
Why am I not surprised myself?
Well, we're going to rub that up. Don't
Very
forget the T-shirts.
expensive
I know
chair.
you're watching
Very
the fastest
expensive
cars
chair.
with doors right now that Lights Out 16 brings you and Duck X Production brings you. Radio Revolution, and I'm telling you what, man, don't forget to get a T-shirt. This is a special event for this T-shirt because of the record-setting, side-by-side fastest pair of door cars in history.
In the box. KC. KC.
Man, what a man will do for his prized possessions from drag racing. That's awesome, Brian. I saw that picture of Brian's chair up in the ceiling when the floods were coming in. What a guy.
Al, I can only imagine how that last will and testament's going to read. You know, I bequeath all this land and the bank account, and they're like, what about the chair? What about the chair? What about the chair?
Lights Out 16, Paulo Juice. You come around the corner, you were screaming with the chutes out going, why couldn't he have done that last night?
Yeah, exactly. But hey, you know what? If you're going to lose the record to anybody, who better than Ken? You know, like all the people here. Like, this is just so awesome. You know, like, I don't even know what to say. I'm just having a great time, great people. And you know, the races that, you know, Don Long's putting on and this whole Radio Outlaw series and everybody, like, it's, you know, to me, it's the best series in the world. I know those big tires they talk about, I used to run them things, but, you know, these little ones are pretty cool.
We're going to let you get ready for next round.
Thank you, thank you. See you next round.
All right, so we congratulated you on the 40s. Now we get to congratulate you on your first round win in the Radio versus the World competition.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, we had a solo on that pass. We pulled it back a little bit, but yeah, we're wrapped. That's exactly what we wanted to do, the 351.
So how long did we party last night? Let's be honest here.
Not long at all, actually. We done a bit of maintenance on the car, so I think we probably got out of here about midnight and went back and got some rest. So I think we had a couple of beers.
If we win today, we're going to have a whole lot more than just a couple, aren't we?
That's for sure. Yep. Look out. So yeah, our pits is where you're going to want to be if we win.
What did you say? It doesn't matter if it's cold beer or warm beer. It's what?
It's all getting drinking. So all of it.
All right, folks. We're going to let John Rick and his team get ready. Lights Out 16, Ned Dunphy. We're all Lights Out 16, Ned Dunphy. We're always used to seeing you in the Viper, but I got you a nice, pretty orange hot rod.
Yeah, we did indeed. We decided to step it up. This class was running away from me no matter how good I could do with the tree, so we wanted to bring a gun to a gunfight.
Well, you've been doing pretty good with your aim.
Yeah, so far so good. I got the best team behind me with everybody, and we're chipping away, right? Slowly but surely here. So happy.
So I heard a rumor like you have to completely detail the car before every round, or like you're not allowed to bring it back to the shop or something. How'd that story go?
Yeah, the good friend of mine, Ryan Rakestraw, who runs RK Racecraft and built this car, he is a perfectionist. And so if you bring the car back with rubber up under the wheel wells, the bars are dirty, there's oil anywhere, he's like, are you expecting me to clean this car? So my crew and I will detail this thing after the pass in case he shows up too. And we love it because the clean car is a happy car.
Folks, we're going to see if Ned and his guys start cleaning early or start cleaning late. Lights Out 16. Lights Out 16, Manny B. So I just want to try to get this rumor put to rest. I was told that because of your food poisoning that you were able to take some weight out of the car because you lost some weight.
I think it was exactly like 7 pounds. So yes, we were on a 7-pound diet. So all the horsepower is due to the weight loss.
So does that mean you're going to be making many trips to the Outback?
Maybe a little bit to the FloRacing, if you know what I mean. No, it's all good. Like, we had a great run. It went a 56, 57. Top of it, the guys are on top of it. You know, Proline Power, Mark, Mickey, all these guys. We couldn't have done it without them. Just a great bunch of guys. And again, you can't thank the crew chief enough, Steve. And just great bunch of guys. And surround yourself, you'll be all right.
Good luck next round.
Thank you, sir. We need it.
Feels like to not get any air in the wheel. Yeah, the moon covers. Yeah. I mean, numbers are numbers. As you know, like it said before, my man is he is running RVW, but as far as, you know, you got teams spending money per year or whatever, he is definitely down there towards the bottom. He's like, brother, I got just a regular dually truck and a 34-foot trailer, and I'm running RVW. Markowitz, number 7 qualifier, 357.0207. Chase Driscoll got this thing tuned up, 939 down low. 356.208 for the Markowitz missile there in the right-hand side.
Good run, man.
Yeah, very nice.
Really nice run. The car didn't even move left or right or anything. It was right on the rail.
Smooth and
good
fast.
Run at 208 miles per hour. That'll bring up the last two to end our first round of eliminations for Radial versus the World. The kid I like here, I do. I'm going to tell you what. I think when I saw this kid racing his dad's old Nova, and then he bought the old Chevy Black Nova that Stervinos had, and this kid just impresses me. And he rolls right into one of the fastest cars ever and drives it like he's been in it for a while.
Well, and then also on top of that, I went and helped him with some tap cons and some stuff for his tent. He he don't even have a toolbox. He has a roll cart that he's like, oh, yeah, I got some tools, man. I don't, doesn't really have a crew. I do know that Justin Swanson probably already has a post typed out, ready to post as soon as this round goes down. If Rand loses here.
We'll find out, man. That's a good working car. If he gets a hold of one, man, this should be side by side, bumper to bumper all the way. They both equal in numbers. I know these cars. Les Stevie Jackson took a quart of oil out of it. Get that thing to buzz up more out of Martinez, Georgia. The burnouts are complete for the Motion Raceworks Chevrolet Camaro of Stevie Fast Jackson. Out of the incredible state of Georgia, this man has done it all. He's won the U.S. Nationals. He's won so many titles in small tire racing. He's won the Radial versus the World 50,000 when they put the money up a couple times. He's got it all going on for him.
Yeah, he is definitely hands down the winningest driver at DXP tents here, or events here, is probably won between championships and events probably close to, if not north of $500,000 here from South Georgia Motorsports Park and even Orlando and some of the other facilities they've run before. So
wow, and that, you know, and he's still.
Yeah, he's still. Yeah, it's winning money, not making money. You go to you go to the casino with 1,000, you might lose 900, but you win that 100. Hey, I hit 100, hit at the casino for 100. Hard Rock was good to me today.
All right, Bear Green, they're getting ready to pull him in. Justin Wren, Seminole, Florida. The blowing Chevrolet Camaro built in the house of Reese down there, Reese Chassis. Number 8 qualifier taking a number 9 qualifier.
Yeah, the TikTok star is qualified ahead of the race car machine here.
There we go. Let's see if that TikTok can make the clock work for him right here in a good way of winning fashion. Jackson's going to go to the top light ever so gently. Watch the motion raceworks. Chevrolet Camaro putting the pressure on. He said, when I'm ready. When I'm ready. He's ready now. Who's going to go in next? Will the kid set the dance? He does. Here comes Stevie Jackson. He's in. Lights are down. There's a good green light. Stevie Jackson gets out of Justin Wren trying to hang with him. Look at the number 56 to a 55. What a drag race.
Hey, 027, 028 on the tree. Wren left first. He was just a little bit of behind. Doug Cook and company, that machine made a little bit of steam, made a move. Went ahead at the 330 and didn't look back, but you know, the man in the right lane was like, I've got it, I got it, I'm getting there, come on. Go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as many of us are aware that here at the Radio Outlaws Racing Series, a couple years ago, we lost one of the rising stars of Radial Tire Racing, and that being Blake Copson. So a number of awards have been named in his honor, including the Ambassador Award, the Blake Copson Ambassador Award, going out to one driver who epitomizes, you know, what Blake Copson stood for: loved racing and just loved being with family and friends. And this, here at Lights Out 16, the winner of the Blake Copson Ambassador Award for $1,000, Mr. Tommy Yeomans.
Wow, congratulations, Tommy Yeomans. That is so nice. Wow. Thank you to Boss X, man. Thank you to the Compson family. I'm going to tell you what, that is amazing. And to watch that and to recognize, to have your heart still in the sport as that family does, that is such a gift to all of us. I mean that.
So Tommy Yeomans, real quick, if you could, come up to race control, please, Tommy Yeomans, if you could come up to race control real quick. I believe here he comes.
No, he's down there going, what? You're the winner, Tommy. You're the man of the hour. Come up when you get a chance, please.
So again,
we won't embarrass you. We love you, dude.
We need your. Well, the Boss X has said we need your picture. So for the RVW, Ken Cortuccio got the Blake Copson Award for being the #1 qualifier. That's for $500. And Kenny Hubbard in limited drag radial getting that award for theirs. That's another $500. And for X275, Mr. Alan Feltz. So if I could have, Ken Cortuccio's probably still coming back from the run, but Kenny Hubbard, Alan Feltz, Tommy Yeomans, if you gentlemen come into the tower real quick.
Here comes Tommy. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, and also for Ultra Street, good folks at Trent Carter Q60 race cars out of Australia, put in the $500 for the Blake Copson Award. That's going to go to Mr. Chad Wendell. So thank you very much, Trent Carter, Q60 race cars out of Australia. It's gonna get better award. So it's always it's always gonna get better.
Nice. No, that's to keep your.
Here he is.
That's the Keep Your Chin Up award.
Here's Tommy.
Tommy Yeomans in the house. Congratulations, man. That's an awesome award. It really is.
So Tommy, real quick, Blake Copson, a guy that young kid, he was gonna be a world champion. Unfortunately taken from us way too soon. So what does it mean to you as you get ready for round number 1 that you were named the Blake Hobson, Ambassador Award winner here at Lights Out 16?
You know, Blake and his dad were awesome racers, and they contributed so much to this sport. And they were just so good of people. And his dad is an awesome guy, and his family, and they would have been great world champions and great ambassadors to our sport. And, you know, we just lost him. And I met Blake when he was really young, and he was just an awesome young man. And so we're amiss from him not being here, you know. And he and his dad meant a lot to me. So this is pretty awesome to be awarded this.
There you go, Tommy. Congratulations. What's the best luck to you? Ladies and gentlemen, your Blake Hobson Ambassador Award winner, Mr. Tommy Yeoman. I tell you what, Al Barrett, we race going up and down the racetrack and that sort of thing, but that Ambassador Award, I mean, like I said, Blake Hobson.
All right, Stevie Fast. What do we say we made chicken salad out of, well, you know, chicken, but golly, man, what a 24-hour spin.
Man, that's a tough deal right there. For you guys, gals that didn't watch last night, we threw the rods out of this thing, blew the front end off of it, tore the transmission up, and, like, I had given up. I just told them, like, we're not racing it, we're not fixing it. We actually put a cover on it, and I went and got some dinner. I actually gave away part of the front end to a kid. I was like, here you go, I don't need it anymore, I'm done, don't want to do it. And then somebody came up to me and said that they had just got out of school and drove 4 hours to watch us race today. And then another kid come by and said that. And I'm like, God dang, like all these people. When I see those stands packed up there, I called Phil. I said, I don't want to fix this piece of crap for me, but we're going to fix it for them. So my guys, Bumblebee Composites, stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning gluing us back together. Our KTR team put us a good bullet in there. That's a brand new engine. You're always nervous when it's brand new and you got to do that to it. So thanks for the fans for keeping me in it, for giving me a lot of energy up there, and it's good to have a good side-by-side race. That's a powerhouse team over there. They're running good. We don't take them lightly, but seeing the stands packed up there is why I do this. It's good.
All right, so like we just said, you put a new bullet in, and I asked you, I was like, what were you trying to go? Obviously, you said down. Well, now you've been down, and now you know you got serial killer next round, King Q. Do you have some confidence now that you got a run under your belt with that engine and the weather today?
Yeah, man, we always feel good. I feel like we have the quickest car in the class. I make a lot of stupid mistakes, and these cars are really hard to run. They're very powerful and very, very unpredictable. We always go up there with confidence. When I run Ken Q, Steve Petty, Proline, those teams, that's the reason we do it, is to run the best. I'd rather race them early and get it over with than have to stay here all day and race them. Ken's awesome on the tree. That's a fast team, but we got a fast hot rod, and as you can see, we're absolutely fearless. So fans win again. We're going to duke it out and see what this thing's got.
One more.
Yep.
Lane choice. Do you think there's a difference in the racetrack right now with the weather conditions? Past 2 days, moving in today with hottest conditions that we've seen all week. Do you think that's going to come into play?
I don't have it, so I don't care. I think the best lane is whichever one he gives me.
Stevie Fast, folks. Our current RVW champ, Mr. Chris Daniel. It was nice to see you come around. Got you a little, let's just call it freebie,
yes,
as we move through. What have you been up to here this weekend? You said, I ain't really had a great weekend.
Yeah, we've been a little behind the 8 ball. We went testing in Orlando, and everything went really well. So we freshened the motor up, come down here, and put a new set of heads on that did not work out. It's got us a little behind the 8 ball. But we got the old stuff back on, so we're back on our game trying to go for championship number 2.
We like that kind of optimism. What have you been feeling as far as the weekend goes with having these weather conditions that none of us have ever seen before?
Mine shaft. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I told my wife, I said, we got the best damn weather in the country, and my junk won't go down the track. Just aggravated myself because I should have known better to try something new. But you learn lessons, and you got to carry on.
I will tell you that you're in the majority on the my junk won't go down the racetrack, because there's about 70% here in the pits right now at Lights Out that feel the same way.
It's all right. We're going to get it on. We're going to get it on. We're working on it. That's all it's all about.
Good luck next round, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
Usually in the trailer if you want to check them out for something, whether it's a new change for your race car, maybe something for the street. I'm not sure if they have that yet, but TBM Brakes in the house. Lyle Barnett, and you know what? Mr. Tommy Yeomans, the man that just received that award, the Copson Award, is the owner of this car, and he's down there, and the donation he made and the money he kicked back to Duck X and the people for their October Halloween party. Just incredible stuff. So we'll see how they do. The SNS diesel machine of Jared Ring out of Midland, Texas. 2016 model Cadillac in the left lane. So Pro 275 came out and started shattering some numbers and putting numbers up that people are like, you got to be kidding me. Almost getting into the 50s. A few ticks away was this young man right here. Lyle Barnett out of North Carolina. The salvage title, the name of the Mustang. Proline Power under there. They do the tuning. Lee White, the tuner down there from Proline, doing his deal. Tommy Yeomans, the owner. Let's see how they do against the diesel Cadillac.
The Jared Ring definitely have his work cut out for him, taking on the #1 qualifier, and I think he's going to have to get Lyle Barnett on the Christmas tree at least and hope for a lot of luck. As Lyle Barnett looking to see what kind of number can he uncork on this one. And Jared Ring did his job on the tree, but that was at 365 at 203 for Lyle Barnett. And Jared Ring, like I said, 400's better reaction time, but by the time they went by the Christmas tree, it was over.
His best run of the weekend, though, for Jared Ring at 4.12 seconds, 186 miles per hour. Well, here comes the team getting ready to bring out the cars, man. How about it? Well, the next two getting ready to go. Brad Edwards will be up here. Brad, number 2 in qualifying, came out and laid down a number yesterday or the day before in qualifying that everybody went, you got to be kidding me, man. This thing's flying. Well, he's always been flying, not only in the air, not only going to the threes, one of the first men ever to do it in a drag radial style radial versus world car, but he is ready to go. Davis Technologies sponsoring that car and helping out with the traction control and all the things they bring to the table. It's time to do it. They're saying fire them up. Let's go.
This is going to be this will be a fun one right here. Al Tucci.
Mohall's really been struggling. And
yeah,
you say that he's a world champion.
He got in last night.
But, I mean, he's done some wheel stands that he's not usually in time with, and the car coming down on the ground hard this week.
I think the most that he could muster is 410 flat, Al, is it's very uncharacteristic.
You know, that's very unique to watch that car only going in the 410 range, and usually he's right there with all the best in the business. So he's number 15. I don't think I've ever seen him number 15 qualifying in that deal. But you know what? Every day is a different day. Let's see what he does right here against Brad Edwards. Leicester, North Carolina, the 97 Cobra Ford Mustang with a Hemi on board, 526 cubic inches of it. Will come to life here in the right lane. The number 2 qualifier mustered up a 3.634 at 216.45 on the mile per hour. And I'm telling you what, I think is that the mile per hour of the category, I would believe. Sure is. Yeah. Sure is. That guy's got the fastest car and one of the quickest here at number 2 in qualifying. Here we go.
I don't know if I would want to be racing a number 15 qualified Mo Hall. He got something to prove right here. He definitely got a chip on that shoulder.
The old story is, gentlemen, the Iceman, Shannon Jenkins, you'd watch him have a bad day, have like 6 bad ones, and then 100 good ones came.
Yeah. Brad Edwards, he said, man, I'm on cloud 9 right now. Y'all might think it's a fluke. I got Shannon Davis here, Profile of the Nation. We finna do something here. Turbos ain't dead. Better call
they're into the top lights here, Barrett Green. They're going to come in there gently. Here we go. Mo's in. Oh, Edwards hole shot at him by a bunch. But look at Mo Hall trying to go around. He didn't get it, man. I thought he was going to get him. 0-2 to the 60-foot, 103 for Brad Edwards. 372 to a quick 374. The best run for Mo Hall this weekend at 202 miles per hour. But Edwards and the turbos take advantage.
Yeah, he was ready to go. He definitely had his large iced coffee this morning here with Brad Edwards. 035 on the tree. Mo Hall, he was angry, but he wasn't angry enough to let go of the button first. 110 on the tree, and that pretty much sealed his fate right there, as lost some mile an hour there for Brad Edwards, but man, it looks like it lost a turbo on the top end. You see a lot of smoke, but it wasn't under the car, it was just out the exhaust.
Wow, so hopefully it's something he can get repaired right away as the next two get ready to come up here to the starting line. And
that's real quick. There's a white Nissan Titan pickup truck, Georgia plate, CXC 5433. You're parked where you're not supposed to be. You need to move your truck immediately or they will tow it for you. You get a white Nissan Titan pickup truck, Georgia plate, CXC 5433. If that's your truck, you need to move it immediately or they will tow it.
The exciting first round matchup right there between Edwards and Hall. You would think that that might be a final round, but it's first round depending on the weekend that some of these racers had. You miss it in E1 or Q1, and then the conditions change dramatically, and then you miss it in Q2. You're like, all right, I got one shot to get in this deal. I got to make it happen. I got to stick. I got to put up a number, but I don't want to lose the tire and try to go too fast.
You know, it's incredible, though, as you watch the world champion, and now it's going to be that points chase, you know, going on for the series.
Yeah, you remember that
Outlaws,
that
so.
performance when you come down to the end of the year. You're like, man, if I'd have gotten one more round.
Win light. Okay, yeah, we got that. But let's talk about our react there, buddy. Father time?
No, I typically keep something in my eyes at all times, well, most of the time. And I got up there and had something in there, and I tried wiping it with my glove. It wouldn't come out, so I just shut my right eye and left with my left. The chute was late because I couldn't see the chute handle. It was a complete disaster of a pass except for what Lee White did. So we'll take a 65 into round 2, and I'll have to tighten that light up a little bit because I didn't go get it done the rest of the day.
I think I just heard a new sponsorship request for Wet Eyes.
Chevrolet Corvette. So Tim Dutton will be in the tower side here when he takes his spot up here out of Northwood, New Hampshire, the 2019 Proline powered Chevrolet Corvette. Over there, a guy who's been racing for so many years, man. My hat goes off to this guy, and I'm talking about Chad Opolowski over there at Ocala, Florida. He has built that. So Chad's over there, and a guy that's really dedicated his life to the sport of drag racing, and I thank him and his young lady that helps him out everywhere they go. I mean that. You guys are rock stars, dude. You took a car and proved Newton's theory wrong for a lot of years. Thank you so much.
Take the jacket off, player, play.
The brick in the left-hand side of the racetrack, long-time RVW competitor, now turned Pro 275 competitor. Opolowski and the New Hampshire.
Man, I love that sound, the Proline sound of that Chevrolet Corvette coming out for Tim Dutton. But, man, that supercharger, it made you grow hair, my friend.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those things that's been around for a quick minute. It's been the same combination for a while, but it's like a 66 Chevelle, realistically, if it's steel roof and quarters, how light can you get it?
That's the thing. Dan Newman, I talked about the man who helped create this car. I don't know if they still talk to each other, but, man, Newman did so much work on this car for Chad throughout the years out of Florida. And they'll back that thing up now. And like we said, never count yourself out. Dutton #2 in points right now in the Pro 275 category. But in this sport, you watched it last night when your friend went in the fours.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Give it a tap. No, just for the first sheet. So we got a 16-car field here, and about 6-7 tenths separate the field right here.
Chad Opolowski left side, Tim Dutton on the right side.
All right, there we go. Look at Chad trying to give a run for his money down there. Man, I thought it was going to be close. That was 84-69, though. Tim Dutton puts the number on the board. The Proline Chevrolet Corvette advances to round #2. Speaking of Proline, speaking of power, Speaking of beautiful, a man that owned it and a man that sold it coming up to the line. The #1 points car in the series coming up now in Pro 275 is going to be this Australian-based Chevrolet Nova that used to belong to the man in the Camaro. He sold it to him, and man, I'm wondering if he ever wonders, why did I sell this beast? The burnout's down there with a beautiful Australian burnout from Australia down there on the right side. Man, that Chevrolet Nova, Grantley Schloss out of Brisbane, Australia, laying down the law. And I know right now, the Pollution Indian commercial, I know you guys from out of the country don't remember it, but he looked over and saw all the pollution coming out. Right now, that tear is coming out of the guy in the left
That's
lane.
what I was about to say. It's one of those things where you're like, you sell a car, you hope you don't ever have to race against it, and then you're like, oh man, that's
the baby, I loved you, Barrett. Well, you know, the frustration, Barrett. Did you see it last night with the young man in the left lane?
Yeah,
he did a John Force burnout in a qualifying attempt.
Yeah, no smoke.
He was just, no smoke, but there was smoke coming out of his ears, believe me.
I remember at one time there was talk about Murder Nova building a new car, and he said, look, the OG, I'd rather just park the body behind the shed and let it rust because I don't want to have to race against it ever. You know, and then that's the same mentality here. You're like,
there you go. Well, Grantley Schloss has been just unbelievable in this car. From the videos, from Jason Galvin calling that one shot out of Bradenton that one day, man, I'm going to tell you, that thing hauled the wheels from the hit of the throttle all the way to the 1/8 of a mile stripe. The 67 Chevrolet Nova.
Since entering competition, Grantley Schloss has not lost a round. Not one since he's entered competition.
So the Proline powered Chevrolet Nova with a Pro Charger on board. Let's see. Can the Bakersfield, California team get the advantage on the tree? They're going to need it. Didn't get it. Going to watch that old car that he sold on eBay go down there and take the stripe at 369 at 202 miles per hour. There's another one that just, you know, I guarantee you there's a left foot mark in the floorboards, that Chevrolet Camaro. And I love that guy, man. Roger Holder, one of the nicest and best guys you'll meet at the drag strip. Good job. Good job. Look at the Australians. They're going, show me the money.
Yeah, the spot-on performance team there, definitely putting in work.
We got the highs of highs and lows of lows, and this is drag racing. What did you do?
Well, we went out there and we loaded a low 60 tune-up in it because we got Mo Hall first round. He's two-time world champion. You can't take him lightly. So we loaded the same tune-up we went to 63 with, and car left good, felt great, went right down Broadway, and I smelled a lot of smoke when I went through the lights. Went 216, so I'm not real sure what happened, but looks like there's aluminum in the exhaust, so we're done for the weekend if I had to guess.
When you look back on it, if that is the case, what you accomplished this weekend with your team, are you going to go home glass half full or glass half empty?
Oh, glass totally full. We're good. Learned a lot about the car. I've got almost an entire spare motor in the trailer, so I don't think we can fix it today because it depends on what went on, if something hurt the block or whatever. But I got sleeves and everything here, so we'll see. But we'll get it together and come out for Battle of the Thrones, and we got a race car now.
There you go, folks.
Thanks.
Definitely watching right now. She's got the dog with her in the lap, watching the live feed, saying, come on, come on.
I send my prayers and love out to Papa down there who had a little incident in the flood waters.
So we got Brylan and Frank Soldrich right here. We saw what it needs to take. It's going to need a low 70 right here. Frank Soldrich going to need to pick up a 10th. Holder's going to need to at least do what he did or slow it down just a touch. Be up on the wheel on the tree. Oh, 53. Holder round number 2.
From the whole shot to everything else, 371's going to be good on the cake down there for dessert at 201 miles per hour. Frank Soldridge gave it all, man. I'll tell you what, 796 just coasting through there. 053 reaction time to an 084 for Soldridge. They get down to the split, and look at the kid in 60-foot, man. That Chevrolet Camaro was eating the track up at .976.
That's Robbie and the crew right there putting in work in the pits going, hey, we got to do this thing, and they know what their driver's ready. 053, the driver was ready.
Here comes McGee. Brian McGee. Helion, South Carolina, the 67 fastback Ford in the tower side. Let that Canadian Splash get his hands on that quarter panel while Splash was over there doing the Splash Network trying to get the burnout. Pretty impressive. Who's in the left lane?
That's the Ramjack-sponsored Murder Nova in the left-hand side of the racetrack. Sean Ellington pretty much got something to say to the critics. It's two fingers up to all the critics out there. He joined this definitely ain't yeah, it's on two different hands. Took a illustrious ride last night. Joined there's not a lot of people that take flight out of SGMP, much less are here in the next round. We thought that thing was toast. He's like, what are y'all talking about?
I won't go as far as toast, but when you tweak one that hard, when he hit that left tire so hard out of the air, I was thinking, you might have twisted something or bent something, but man, they went over there, shredded on it. They've got it all fixed up.
They got 2 miles of Gorilla Tape on the door right there on the right-hand side. The Soldier finally let go up in the air. That was really the only carnage.
That door's had its mind of its own all weekend, wanting to open on the passenger side. Here they are, into the lights, they're out. Murder Nova's done, and in the right side, it's going to be Brian McGee. It was a 007 red light for Murder Nova. 67 fastback going to the next round at 3.82. So, Splash, you can cancel your flight. You're staying around. You ain't going to get took out by an outlaw or a wheel-standing Nova today, man. 196 miles per hour. Good job, fellas.
Man, Sean's going to be thinking about that one on the return road. They've been trying to figure out how to get up on top of the wheel and try to get the reaction times a little bit better. They were trying some things and doing some things, and you look, he did go 007 red, but McGee 098, so he's bought himself a lot of time if he just goes 020. He's 101 to the 60-foot, getting after it. You got to think, if you look at it, he goes red, he goes to the next round right there.
Real quick, last call for No Time 275. You're the next class out. Last and final call for No Time 275. We're still missing quite a number of cars, and you're the next category out. So last and final call for No Time 275. You're the next class out, and we're still missing it. Quite a handful.
Well, Barrett, here comes the Georgia-based supercharged Chevrolet Corvette coming up here in the tower side out of Ackworth, Georgia. The Pro Line Hemi on board. Eric Dillard, man, he's gone through so many things and so many types of creations and power plants. And, man, I would have never known that I'd see the day they were doing supercharged motors out of there and Petty learning how to tune those things. A very impressive deal down there, Pro Line Racing in Georgia. Get your next power plant from them if you're looking to go laps. Right now, they're going to back that Chevrolet Corvette up. And Big Boost Bill Lutz out of Stottsville, Ohio, will be in that supercharged Brad Anderson Hemi Chevrolet Camaro. Liberty, Holly, RC Components, Menser Shocks, VP, Larry Morgan Racing, helping him out. Your number 10 qualifier. Also, some Joe Vano parts and body parts on that old Lutz machine. I think that's what that body comes from. Because Kelly Cooper put it out there. If you're in the market for carbon fiber bodies and parts, Kelly Cooper's the guy at Joe Vano. Give him a call.
So it's finna be a loud one right here. Eddie Harrison and Big Boost Bill Lutz going to the Christmas tree. They are both gone. It's a pedal fest.
Hang on to it. Hang on. Don't do that, Eddie.
Driving into the chutes, Bill Lutz.
God, Lutz goes down there, man. You're not kidding, drove into the chutes. That's the only thing that kept the car straight. Got the laundry out, put his throttle in, said, I need some traction here.
Woo! Yeah, Eddie Harrison, he drove it, and he was sideways, and he said, I'm still trying. Yeah.
Dorrance, who was it? The Corvette? Dorrance Duntoff? Who?
Orange Duntoff.
Orange Duntoff.
Yeah.
His suspension still works really good.
Yeah.
Unreal. What a pedal fest, man. It seems that this race we get one of everything. We get a flight, we get a spin out, we get some tire spinning, we got a pedal fest. Yeah. That was a phenomenal
When it's a one-sided pedal fest, it's like, oh, that sucks. When it's two of them and they both kind of lose it at the same time and then they try to get back in it, lose it again, then it's exciting.
Well said, Barrett. I'm telling you, that was exciting. Here we go. A couple more Chevrolet Corvettes. And Paul Major coming up here out of Fort Salaga, New York. Been around a long time, this construction company owner, the J&E Hemi. The 01 model Chevrolet Corvette, and he's number 8, and he's taking on number 9.
Woody Mart, Mark Woodruff at the left-hand side of the racetrack coming at you in the Yellow Bullet Corvette. He is Arnold, Missouri. 2010, 521 cubic inches of Brad Anderson Enterprise power, getting back on with supercharger on top of this thing. I mean, yellow's cool, but man, did it look black. It looked fantastic when it was black.
Hey, Barrett, I know we don't race on paper, but when you look at this deal,
it's a tight one.
This is going to be, you know what? They know, because they know who's wearing by looking at the ladders. You got to watch the Christmas tree here.
Well, and on top of that, you got to think Joe O's going, okay, do I make an adjustment, or do I just say, well, that was the team in front of me doing what they do? Well, I mean, at one point, you've got to wonder, is it the track? Is it the car? Is it what? But, man, there's the investment bankers down there. They like Woody Mart over Paul Major.
Investment bankers. He's probably still paying them off.
Maybe
that gorgeous car. The one-time Tim Lynch small-tire 10.5 cars, where that car was created from that yellow beast. If you remember that, if you follow the sport of drag racing, that was one of the baddest pro-line cars out there in the day. Here we go. Well, Paul Major's going to get his share right here as Mark Woodruff strikes the tire, spins him. Major goes down 373. Look at that. Go ahead. That's a bracket car today.
Yeah. Printing tickets is what them guys say, and these guys down here, there's 3 of them. They're hooping and hollering because they was the only one that took Major on that deal, and they just got paid. I don't know, a couple dollars or what, but...
Hey, listen up. You know that Radio versus the World that we watch the fastest cars or doors? About an hour or so, they're coming back. Fans, make sure you get your T-shirts, get your bite to eat, save your real estate up there with your chair. But in about an hour or so, we're going right back to the fast ones. The Radio versus the World. They'll be back.
All right, Tim Dutton, I got a little bit of a beef to pick up, bone, gripe. It's got something to pick with you. You told me you were going to hang out in the bus the other day and you weren't going to make a run. They call Q1, and there you are at the head of the line to make your hit. I thought about calling some concrete blocks up for you, but, what changed over there in your pit that made you decide to go ahead and drag it up there?
Well, nothing in the pit, really. I mean, the track surface temp came up. We have a hard stop at a certain temperature, and it exceeded that, so we're like, hey, let's go out and do it. But that night, I was not in the lanes. Do you recognize that?
I did see that.
Last night, I was not in the lanes either. We sat out, and I stayed in number 3, so I was fine with that.
Which, obviously, you just came right back down here, 69 this round.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So what are we going to look for the rest of the day? Is that the window that we're going to see now that we're going to have a little bit warmer weather and track conditions?
Yeah, I think we're going to try to ride right through there and just let the driver do his job and the tuner do his job. So one step at a time.
Feeling pretty confident?
Yes, sir. Time to repeat from last year.
Folks, stick around. We're going to see if Dutton can go back to back.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
We drive performance. We drive passion. A background in drag racing. And a future in all forms of motorsports. Because success in one sport isn't enough. Pushing ourselves to be the best. Climbing every mountain. Topping every peak. Until you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
Unleash your engine with Adrenaline Racing Oils. 100% PAO-based oil. The Adrenaline R Series is designed to unlock extra horsepower. Free up your engine to perform its best. Top-performing oils with FR3 nanocarbon technology. The same friction reducer used by top racers. Designed for any engine. Lab-formulated, dyno-tested, track-proven. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
In the stands and you put your golf cart over there, you need to move them now. You're in the pit area of people that are trying to either leave or get their car worked on. Please go check it out and move them.
Again, big boys, your time is now. We got a couple of 3X t-shirts and a couple of 2X event t-shirts, and when they're gone, they're gone. So just like my man walking his kiddo right here, number 40, Bronson. You're right here in front of the tower, player play. You need to go get you an event t-shirt before they run out. I know you a 3X player. If you guys parked all your golf carts over just in the middle of the pits right there over by Mo Hall and the Prestons and the Australians, David Pearson, DeForest Kennedy, anybody else? There is a place to park the golf carts, and it is right behind the staging lanes. There is a ton of room for all the golf carts over there. Once again, we just have a few 2X and 3X t-shirts left at the VIP tent. Papa Duck and the rest of the crew are ready to close it down and head south. So the sooner we get them taken care of, the better.